All right, what's up, everybody? This is Atlas, the Audi technician here, making another video for you today. This is most likely the video that a lot of you have been wanting to see. This video is probably more anticipated, so this is actually my third time shooting this video. So I am just going to go ahead and get right into it. So first going to talk about the stuff on the outside that you can see. So suspension, I have PK coilovers. It's a company out in Poland. I don't know the specifics of the suspension, as in, you know, the spring poundage. I don't know the specifics of it, as I did buy the car like this. However, the coilovers do ride very well, at least with just me in the car. They do rub a little bit if I'm turning. For example, if I'm making a left or right turn and then there's load on the rear, it'll rub a little bit, but honestly, it's not that horrible. Next up, we will talk about the brakes. I have the Porsche Big Red brakes, or the Porsche 993 brakes on this car, along with, you know, the associated rotors and brake pads. Again, really good upgrade, but again, bought the car like that. As far as any other suspension components go, I do have an apical rear sway bar. I have the rear diff. So the rear diff was removed in this car at one point, and the rear diff was taken out in order to do the gas tank, so I don't have to worry about the gas tank rusting with POR 15. And all of those bushings were replaced with polyvercline bushings. I do know that my rear calipers were replaced at some point. I do not remember the mileage, but they were replaced. Going on to the aesthetics of the car. So first I'll start with the wheels. So these are Rotiform TMBs. I do not remember the measurement of the wheels. I'll put that up on the screen when I do my editing. But really nice wheel. I really love the way they look. They kind of remind me of the Porsche Twists. Next up, we got I'll go over here to the front bumper. We'll start from the front and go to the back. So with the front bumper, the front grille, I have these the stock OEM grill. Now, when I first bought this car, it did have a Kame grill on it. However, I didn't like the way that the Kame grill looked, so I went ahead and got the Kame grill with removed, I should say, and then I got my OEM grill that came with the car. I went ahead and took that OEM grill and then got the black, or rather the silver chrome piece that goes around here, painted black. And then I got a brand new classic S4 badge from a guy off of the forums. I don't remember what country he's in, but he's in another country. And then looking at these headlights, so the vehicle has the DS Hella side markers, the clear side markers, which is a nice touch. Normally they're orange, if you don't know that. Also, almost missed something big here. So yes, it is a 1993 Audi S4. However, it has a S6 front bumper on it. So normally the S4 front bumper has a black texture, textured hard plastic strip that goes along the front bumper. However, mine does not. The S6s are paint matched, so I kind of like it, because going around to the back, I have the S4 rear bumper, so it kind of, I don't know, I like it. It's different. It's definitely different, but I do like the way it looks for sure. Going over here, of course, I got my Quattro for Life sticker. If you know, you know. All right, now going around here to the back of the car. My car is dirty right now. I didn't wash my car prior to this video, but it's fine. It's almost Christmas, so we'll let it slide. Coming around here to the back, looking at these tail lights. These are the European S6 tail lights. The Hecken blend, I believe, is the name of these tail lights, which I probably butchered the pronunciation of that, but it's all right. Next up, we are going to go in here to the interior. So opening up in here, it is a emerald green car with the blue stitched carbon fiber and black interior, black carpet, black seats. Coming in here, all right, so coming in here, sitting down on the inside of the car, I have my Audi 90 steering wheel here. Can't really call it a RS2 wheel, but it's Audi 90 3-spoke sport wheel. And I got my odometer boost gauge over here. I also have my Innovate Motorsports air fuel ratio gauge over here. All of my gauges work. I occasionally have issues with my oil temp gauge, but you know, that tends to be normal. Coming over here, I have my, so this car came with these two parts, this shifter and this shift boot. However, I don't know where they're from. I will say I think the boot came from an S6, and don't quote me on that, but I believe it came from an S6. I don't know where this knob came from, but the previous owner had it in an OEM Audi box. I just don't know where exactly it came from, but it's a nice touch. I got the steering wheel redone. As you can see, it looks real nice. I got it done to match this because I put this in first to get the, you know, keep it all red. Another thing I did that you can't really see here, but I have the shift knob is actually shortened by about 1 inch. So essentially what I did was I cut the threads from where they were, shortened it, and then made new threads and spun it back down. So next up, we're going to talk about the engine bay stuff. All right, so we got our engine bay here. Starting with the, all right, so we got our engine bay here. Starting with, let's start with what I bought this car as, because originally when I bought this car, it had, I want to say it had 109,000 miles on it. Currently has 119,000 miles on it. As far as modifications go, I'll talk about modifications and problems in this one segment, but I'll keep it brief as I was having issues editing the previous videos due to the length. So I'm trying to keep this under 15 minutes. So I had an issue with the alternator. I'll get the boring stuff out the way. Had an issue with the alternator. I got the alternator done. If you zoom in, you can see that it looks like it's, well, it looks like it's painted. That's because it is. I got a extra alternator, and then I went ahead and got that one rebuilt with new components, so now it runs great. Got my voltage issue fixed. I had to replace this coolant line right here because it was swollen right here. I am currently having an issue with my viscous fan. The viscous fan clutch is stuck, so it just spins at whatever rate the engine is spinning at, and as you know, it's supposed to spin freely when it's cold, and when it's hot it should spin with the engine to increase airflow. So I'm just going to get rid of that for an electric fan in the future. Next up, so now I'm going to move on to mods. So it has a 2-liter coil pack harness. I don't know where the coil pack harness came from, but bought the car with the coil pack harness already installed. But it had 1.8T coils, went to the 2-liter coils. Didn't know how old the coils were, so I wanted to take care of that. I got I got some 630cc injectors. Have a 034 catch can kit. Coming over here, I have a bigger turbo. So I have originally I was stock turbo not too long ago. I had just a intended acceleration stage 3 tune, which is I think it was like 280 horsepower or something like that to the crank. Fun little tune. But I went ahead and got this Volvo K24 7400 turbo. So it has a 11 blade compressor wheel on it. lot better, a lot more, you know, spool sounds. It sounds good. I like it. RS2 manifold. Let's see. I have a Max race ECU as well. Just recently got that installed. Actually, I had a Max Street. However, I tend to be an anxious person, so I just wanted to err on the side of caution and go ahead and get the race ECU, as the race ECU has knock control. The street ECU does not have knock control at all, so it can't even see the knock sensors. Just for anybody who, because depending on where you go to read the verbiage for the street ECU, it's kind of deceptive. Like, they almost make it sound that you might be able to read the knock sensor outputs, but you can't do anything to stop the knock from happening. However, what it means is it just straight up can't do anything and about it, and it can't see it whatsoever. So I still have the stock intake, or the stock air box. However, I modified it. You know, normally the mass airflow sensor will go right here. I have a mushroom filter that goes right here in the air box, just to create a seal. Because as you know, the regular panel filter goes along this way in the box. It slides down like that. So it wasn't creating a tight seal, and I didn't want to, last thing I need is to drive through a construction zone and pick up some dirt, and then, you know, that's it. So that's pretty much it right now for the car. I do have some future plans. However, I can discuss those in a later video, if that's something y'all are interested in seeing. It's just, you know, boring, I guess, for me to just be talking and not actually showing y'all how to do anything. So yeah, we'll call it at that. And there is one more thing I did forget to mention. The car does have a Stromung exhaust on it. Unknown generation Stromung exhaust, but a Stromung exhaust nonetheless. All right, so thank you for watching. This is gonna be my last video for the year, probably. As we know, New Year's and holidays coming up. Whenever I release this video, it'll probably be right before Christmas or a couple days before Christmas. So, you know, you guys have a great holiday season, and I'll see you on the next one.